Well, it is hashtag Finally Friday. Welcome to the show. You made it through another week. The weekend is upon us, and better yet, we've got a mini vacation coming up next week for the holidays, the Thanksgiving holidays. We'll get to that in a little while. It is November the 20th. For those of you keeping score on the calendar, you can just chalk off another day of working in the virtual world here. Glad to have you with us. We got your HCC news and announcements, and we've got some special guests coming up. I've got two co-hosts this morning. I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but back in the 80s, 90s, and even most recently, Pink Floyd and Roger Waters toured on their own. And they used to build a wall while he was singing the concert, the wall. They build it behind him during the concert. If you look behind me, that's the way I feel here. It's moving week. I got boxes appearing behind me. I'm building a wall here because I'm about to move there, Brittany.
Yeah, I could get real political real quick, but I'm not going to do that. Let's just say you're playing Tetris.
It's Pink Floyd. Politics, Pink Floyd. Come on now, you know.
Yeah, no, I know better. But Frank, what do you think of Todd's wall?
I mean, Brittany, I think we're siblings because I was thinking the exact same thing, but I like my job, so I'm going to keep it for now.
Well, you got to go back to the Pink Floyd concert. It was a great theatrical thing, and behind me, not theatrics, just getting ready to move this weekend. So that's why the wall is being built behind me. So there you go.
So Todd, take a copy of it, man, and make it a background and sell it to somebody.
I should, yeah. I'll take all the boxes and put them behind me later. So while the show's going on. All right. So Dr. Jimmy Adams, as you saw, just going to be joining us in a few moments. So Brittany, Frank, we're going to talk sports in a little while. Good to have you with us. Brittany, social media is our friend. We want people to follow us.
Yeah, we've got our very own social media wall where we post things. And if you want to be able to see it, you got to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, even our LinkedIn account, as well as our YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. And Frank, we want our audience to also help us by sharing this podcast.
Yo, hit the notification bell, y'all. We're on YouTube every episode daily, Monday through Friday. Hit the notification bell. Get the latest episode in campus news and events and interviews. Grow the show. HCC up to the minute. Let's get it.
Boy, that just gets us going. Hit that bell. You know, I'm going to get to my two next guests, and I bet they're similar age as I am, so they can probably relate to the Pink Floyd wall analysis. But I guess it just shows the age gap and how people relate to a wall nowadays. Richard Hakemack, what do you think?
You know, it was funny when you said the analogy with Pink Floyd. I've actually seen him. I know.
Yeah, so you understand where I'm going with this. Yeah?
100% I do.
Today's generation has a whole new look. Richard, you're with the Center of Excellence for Automotive Technology. We're going to get with you shortly. We appreciate you being with us on this Friday. But every Friday, we have Dr. Jimmy Adams. His day job, he's the Chief Operating Officer out at HCC Northeast College. But for Fridays and Fridays only, and maybe in his spare time, he's our resident poet. Dr. Adams, good to have you with us.
Morning, how y'all doing? Hey, Richard, how you doing, man?
Hey, Dr. Adams, how you doing?
All right, he's out there at our big automotive place. So glad to have you, man. Good to see you.
Hey, good seeing you. Another Alabama fan too.
Roll Tide, baby.
Yes, indeed.
Well, there you go. Number one in the country. We'll get to them. Maybe Frank will pick your team this week.
Okay, Frank, depending on you, man.
So, Dr. Adams, I want to get to you before we get to your poem for this morning. You've got, of course, Richard from the Northeast College as well on the show. But tell us what's going on at the Northeast College, because you guys are about to wrap up a semester. But most importantly, you're preparing for next semester as well.
Yeah, we got a lot of things going right now. Like you said, we are, walking our buildings now, all of our campuses. Making sure that we have all of the classrooms and labs set up, for social distancing and all of the PPE and all of the protective equipment and stuff in place before we leave. So when we come back in the spring, everything will be up so that students and faculty and staff will be working in a safe environment. So that's the main thing we're doing right now.
Well, Dr. Adams, most importantly for today, you're going to step aside your Chief Operating Officer role for just a few moments to take over the role as resident poet. You've got a piece called Walk Away. Tell us a bit about it before you get into it.
Well, this piece, is kind of have a little significance to me. I grew up, in the projects back in Alabama, as y'all know. And my mom always taught us, wrong from right. And, making decisions, you deep down inside, if it's a wrong decision or a right decision. So, when a lot of times when we were a kid, a lot of times around with the wrong crowd and they were always doing these devilish things. Now you have a choice to join that group or you have a choice to say no and walk away. But when you do that, you lose a lot of your friends, you become unpopular. But at the end of the day, it turns out, to be a better thing for you. Right. Like I did with my incarceration piece. Remember, there were, some of my friends in there who ended up being, going around, creating offenses and robbing banks and things like that. So they had the choice to either do that or not. And the consequences is that you go to prison or you may end up in jail. So this piece is kind of gives some context to some of those things.
Let's go ahead and get to it, if you would, Dr. Adams.
Okay, I will do that. Okay, Nathan, you can go ahead and cue the music. On our journey through life, we have to make some difficult and life-defining decisions. I have come to believe that the choices you make determine your fate. And this is my reflection of the reality of the situation. It's titled, Walk Away. Some roads that you take lead to nowhere. But deep down inside, you know if you should be there. So it's okay to walk away. Decisions that you make sometimes may be mistakes, but in life, we don't always get the breaks. But don't let that determine the position you take. It's okay to walk away. No matter what your so-called friends do or say, you always have the choice to walk away. In this game of life, there is a price to pay, and sometimes you can't afford to play. It's okay to walk away. Don't let your circumstances blur your vision. It's up to you to make the right decision. When envy and jealousy control the cards you play, it's okay to walk away. When the cold world closes in on you, you don't have to do what the crowds want you to, because the choices we make determine our fate. Don't let them lead you astray. You always have the choice to walk away. Have the courage to walk away. Listen to what God has to say. He will lead you. Just let him guide your way. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Adams. You brought up a good point earlier, and you talk about walking away. And really in life, it's those split second decisions that you make that could change the whole trajectory of your life, good or bad. And like you were saying, your mom prepared you for those split second decisions, so you didn't have to go down that wrong trajectory.
Yeah, I was tempted a lot, though. A lot of times you don't have things, and you go into a store, you want to, may want to go steal. I have some of my friends go steal things, from the store. So, you have a choice to go into that kind of life, or you have a choice to take that hard road to go to college or go to school, or stay in school, and so I picked the tough path to go to school. And by making that choice, it determined my fate. So here I am, an educator, sitting in front of you here some 40 years, 50 years later. So that choice I made not to follow that crowd, and take that hard road of going to school, spending 4 years to, get a bachelor's degree was the best decision I ever made. But I was always tempted along the way to, if I'd have done some of those things, I may not have, determined my fate. I may not even be sitting here, talking to you guys today. So this is kind of like a communication to our students.
Right.
I know right now in these situations, work going to work, in this pandemic environment, you want to you're trying to survive, but, you just got to stay the course. And it's hard, I know, to make it, but it will pay off for you by making good choices. And deep down inside when you do. So
absolutely.
That's my communication to students today.
Dr. Jimmy Adams, we always appreciate you being here every Friday. A very inspirational way of starting the weekend. Thanks for being here. Stay safe out there at the Northeast College. Are you going to be here next week?
I may not be here next week. I'm taking off. And,
you're going to be off. We're going to be off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So
I'll come back the following week.
Okay.
And
all right.
You guys,
we look forward to seeing you then.
Y'all be safe as well, and have a great Thanksgiving holiday.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. Thanks for being here, Dr. Adams.
All right, guys. Y'all take care.
Dr. Adams.
All right.
We're going to move on to Richard Hakemack with HCC's Northeast College. Richard, you're with the Center of Excellence for Automotive Technology. And I know you guys, I imagine, are having students in a very limited fashion right now, but you're also getting ready for next semester.
Yes, it's been an interesting fall. We came back to the semester from the summer, initially online. We transitioned back to the campus. So we have students on campus now, Monday through Thursday. In addition, the students are also doing coursework online, and we're expecting to have a similar scenario in the spring. We're crossing our fingers to have a larger turnout, a little bit higher enrollment, but we still have to maintain social distancing to be able to run our classes safely.
With the new technology that's being used with automotive repair and maintenance, has that helped you with the transition online, with online instruction, having all that new technology, or has that make it more difficult? And what has the reaction been from the students?
Some of the technology, we were able to do quite a bit online with the students. Obviously, our program's accrediting agency and employers want the hands-on aspect in our training, but a lot of cars nowadays, heavily computerized, heavily electronic. We can get a lot of theory and a little bit of application through scenario-based training, various computer programs in the online portion of the class, then transition the students to campus for the hands-on. But the technology has been, it's been a saving grace, not only during the pandemic, but also even in a normal semester. It's a good way to supplement what the students are learning in class.
Yeah, you mentioned cars being computerized. Boy, things have changed so much in the last 30 and 40 years. It's no more getting out under a tree in the shade and getting under the car and figuring out what's wrong. Now you got to plug it into a USB and make sure everything's online and get a diagnosis. I even have a car where you can ask it now, what's wrong? And it'll give you a diagnosis of what may be the problem.
That's true. I was just in a similar conversation with some of my faculty the other day. We have crash avoidance. We have so much technology. Cars have sonar. I mean, even beyond the backup cameras and so forth. You've got lane change technology, sonar, and moving into electric vehicles, fully electric. I guess I guess you could say the next generation of automobiles. It's almost to the point that it's beyond electronics. It is so heavily computerized that the entire automotive repair industry has changed. You're still going to have brakes and suspension that need repairs, but in the case of Tesla, they can do a lot of repairs. You can have a technician on a cell phone, and they can perform updates to your vehicle, on the other side of the country. So it's interesting.
It's amazing, with these new vehicles. Yeah, the sonar thing sounds great. I've got it on mine, but I'm trying to figure out how to turn it off because it's always beeping when I'm getting too close to something. So let me ask you this. You guys have the certificates for 1 year, I imagine shorter terms if you want to get trained in a program, but also you have an associate's degree as well. Is that correct?
Yes, we sure do. Out of our 3 programs, we offer automotive technology, heavy vehicle, diesel, and industrial technology, and we also offer auto body repair. There's a 1-year certificate for each of those 3 programs. Now, the automotive technology program, we also offer a 2-year associate degree, and many of those courses would transfer to local 4-year universities. Say, for instance, a student wanted to go and get a bachelor's degree, similar to what Dr. Adams was talking about a few minutes ago. Say a student comes to HCC, gets a 2-year associate degree, wants to go to TSU, U of H, any of the local colleges, many of them will accept those credits. So it's fully transferable.
And when you have a 4-year degree in automotive technology, obviously that makes you more marketable in the world when you're looking for a job. It seems to me that automotive technicians aren't going to have that hard a time finding a job anyway.
They really don't. It's interesting that a lot of our students, they can go through the first 8 weeks or even the first 16-week semester of our program, and they're employable. So literally in 2 months of entering our program, you have employable skills, and we can generally find you a job if you can't find one yourself. But it's really interesting because as the students go through the program and pick up more knowledge, sometimes we'll have students that say, I just want a 1-year certificate, go to work. That's what I want to do. Other students that want the associate degree. We have many students that want to go into possibly engineering fields, petrochemical. They want to take it a step farther, get a bachelor's degree that might get them into working in a refinery, chemical plant or something like that, where they can use these mechanical skills that they learn in our program, but working on that type of equipment. So it's very transferable to other industries.
I know HCC has always been very proud of our partnerships with the business world. Tell us about some of the partnerships you guys offer to train technicians specifically to work for an automotive manufacturer.
Oh, absolutely. We have a partnership with Audi and with Subaru to offer their manufacturer level online training for our students. Now it's entirely voluntary. If a student enters our program, it's not something that's forced on them, because our idea behind this was if you have a student that's interested in European cars, and that's where their interest lies, we have something to offer them. So the great thing about these partnerships is if the students go through the online training for, and I'll just pick Audi for instance, when they finish that level 1 training, they could go into one of those dealerships and they are very, very employable as opposed to somebody coming from, another manufacturer or coming straight out of school that doesn't have that. They will take somebody that has completed that level 1 training online, and they will put them to work in their dealership. I mean, it's a foot in the door. It's just that the icing on the cake.
Are the dealerships the prime locations that they would go work for? Are there other work environments, delivery services or fleet vehicles that may need repair service? Could our students work in a number of locations besides just a dealership?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Independent repair facilities, your Amcos, Firestones and so forth, Discount Tire, but also, as you mentioned, the fleet industry, fleet repair, diesel, heavy vehicle, even in petrochemical, they have a lot of equipment, vehicles and so forth that are on site that need repair. Fleet is huge right now, especially with everybody working from home with the pandemic. All of these vehicles that are delivering not only supplies, packages and so forth, but also food, they need to be repaired. And they typically partner with fleet service facilities to make those repairs. So it's a huge industry right now.
Well, you think of all the Amazon vehicles we see out there on the road. Somebody's got to repair them, change the tires out, make sure they're up to maintenance. Even if they don't need major repair, they have to be maintained on a regular basis. And if you look at all the diesel trucks that are delivering, like you said, our goods and our foods, they're in high demand right now as well.
That's correct. Absolutely.
As far as employment opportunities, we mentioned dealerships and the locations. Do you help the students find jobs once they go through the programs?
Absolutely. And to be honest, we don't wait until a student's through the program. We start asking students if they're looking for work, we can help them. We can go through career services. Dora Campa, her team at Career Services, they work really well with a lot of our partners and local businesses to get students employment. But I get emails every single week. Can you send me 1 or 2 people, or can you send me 5 people? I need them as soon as possible. And a lot of times it's as simple as going around to the classrooms, telling the instructors, talking to the students. I mean, I love technology, but sometimes word of mouth, if somebody's looking to hire one of my students, I'm going to try to get the student hired as quick as I can.
That's great news. So, I mean, I would also imagine, last question is that when a student, even very young, maybe out of high school, gets in this program, trained for maybe a year or so, they could go into the industry making some serious cash to start out their career.
They absolutely can. Many of the starting salaries, anywhere from $35,000 to $50,000 a year, and it depends on where you're working. But absolutely, if you take somebody who's 18 or 19 years old, they take the 1-year program or a 2-year program. That's a life-changing salary in a short amount of time for somebody that's straight out of high school. I mean, that's kind of why we're here. We want to get people employed, and to have a fast track to a rewarding career, that's a plus. And that's honestly why we're here.
Richard Hakemack, good to have you with us on the show today. You've got 2 great facilities, Little York and out at North Forest. We appreciate you being here on the show, and we look forward to seeing you in the future.
Oh, please, I'll be happy to come back. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Stay safe. Have a good day.
You do the same. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to move on to Brittany and Frank with our HCC news and announcements for the day. And Brittany, we've got, both of you guys, I guess y'all seen the flyer on this, but we've got a pretty big production, from what I understand, that's happening tomorrow at our South Campus.
Yes, so HCC Southside Drive-In Cancer Concert is tomorrow. So Second Chance Productions and the Outlaw Dave Show has joined forces with HCC to bring the cancer education and awareness to public service. Bands to perform include Inner Image, Doug Westcott, and Hindsight. So tomorrow from noon to 5 p.m., the address is 1990 Airport. There's a $10 donation to enter. So it's HCC South Campus.
Brittany, you going to be okay?
You know, that was a good recovery on Frank's part. Hey, thanks for looking out.
It's a good thing we have Frank here this morning.
It's all good.
Oh, man. Nothing like when you start talking and then the little blurb comes across. Your mic is muted.
Your mic is muted. Yeah.
Rats.
Yeah. Turn on the mic. Good job. But hey, good job covering there, Frank. VPA in the community, we'll let you handle this one, Brittany.
Oh, yeah, that I can do. So our HCC Visual and Performing Arts Center of Excellence Arts Chair, Catherine Fields, is featuring her work in a community showcase called Print Matters, Think Inc. That's going on now all the way through November 25th at the Kolsch Gallery at 1020 Peden, P-E-D-E-N.
Peden, yep.
Yeah.
P-E-D-E-N.
But if you're interested to finding out more about this showcase, you can email her, Catherine, that's with the K, at catherine.fields@hccs.edu.
Student piano recital, that's happening fall 2020. Students from the Studios of Visual and Performing Arts Center of Excellence will submit videos and give a virtual recital. That is Tuesday, December the 1st from 7:30 to 9 p.m. It is free. It's on YouTube. Registration's not required. For viewing the YouTube link, we'll have that information available. We also have an email address in our social media post for this show that you can get more information. Managing anxiety and exam stress. Frank, that's coming up Tuesday, December the 1st as well.
Exactly. So learn about healthy coping mechanisms to decrease stress during your finals. So So to register and get more information about that, check our post or the HCC events calendar.
So recsports, Brittany, they're hosting a number of events, but mainly one thing you want to keep in mind, because I think it happens today, Twerk Out is happening, Twerk Fitness.
Yeah, you're just so excited for Twerk Out and Twerk Fitness. But in all seriousness, if you do want to de-stress before a test, because I know I suffer from major test anxiety. So you can join HCC Rec Sports for a free meditation class during finals week. Now you can check them out on their Instagram and Facebook pages with the same handle at HCS Athletics for testing and relaxation tips. Also, we want to tell you about the semester's activities and what you want to see in the spring with a Rec Sports survey. Now that's going on now through December 18th. Be sure to check your HCCS emails to register. And yes, so this is the last day for Twerk Fitness with the V Sisters. And I mentioned it earlier this week, but if you do want to check out what Twerk Fitness is all about, you can go to our YouTube channel, search for last Friday's, which was November 13th. Look for that episode of Up to the Minute. That way you can hear it from the V Sisters themselves about Twerk Fitness, but be sure you participate in the last event, which is today.
From what they say, twerking brings people in, fitness keeps them there, because it's a fitness class, and that's first and foremost. That's what they told us last week on the show. So anyway, academic success tutors, students, if you need help, especially as we're going through the exam season, tutors are available to meet students virtually through Microsoft Teams, thanks to HCC's Academic Success Center. They'll help you with coursework, understanding assignments, and improve your study skills. Go to the link in our post for this show. Continuing education, yeah, you can take everything from accounting to welding. It's all available online through our continuing education program. Visit hccs.edu/CE. Making the grade, Frank, what's that all about?
So if you meet the following criteria and did not get an invite to join the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, it's not too late. So the minimum GPA requirement is 3.5, have completed at least 12 semester hours, and are enrolled in semester invitations, enrolled in semester invitations go out for i.e. fall 2020. So for more information on that, contact Nicholas.Rangel, that's Rangel, at hccs.edu, or visit the website at www.p.as.in.paul.tk.org.
So we're wrapping up the fall semester. That is, the end is in sight here, but spring is coming up. We've got 4 learning options for the spring, same as they were for the fall. Of course, we had to change things a bit. Online anytime, online in a schedule, flex campus, and lab-based courses. To learn all about those, 2 of them are online, 2 of them involve some type of instruction in class on a campus. You can sign up early because class sizes are small. Go to hccs.edu/now for all that information. Register early is the key. Okay, excuse me. No, hey, enough. Anyway, we're going to talk a little bit of sports. Brittany's loving that. And
I think Peter Frampton was like, hurry up, get to the sports
I know.
talk.
I told him to stop it. So anyway, Sprank, you got to pick him for the weekend?
You know what? I'm going to surprise both of you guys this weekend. So New England comes to Houston this Sunday. I think Houston's going to get them. That's my upset special of the week.
Upset special of the week.
I think Deshaun Watson puts his cape on and they win 28-21.
Well, Deshaun, you can't rule him out ever when Deshaun's behind center. He's an incredible quarterback, one of the best. Anyway, okay, that's your pick of the week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know about that one, but I'm going to tell you one thing I'm going to go with. The Houston Cougars will not lose a game this weekend.
Poor Cougs.
No, they're postponed. Yeah, they're postponed. So anyway, I love my Cougs, but boy, they've been having a rough season as well. They unfortunately cannot play this weekend because of COVID cases. They were supposed to play SMU. So I'm going to have to bail out of the pick for a week. Brittany, do you have someone you want to pick for the week?
No. Not one bit.
Okay. Well, that was
I truthfully, I couldn't care less. However, my 10-year-old nephew is in the playoffs for his football league. So go Broncos. I will be there tomorrow afternoon rooting on the Broncos, not the NFL team, but my nephew's team.
Awesome. Got to support those kids.
What position he plays?
He's in defense. So he's a big boy. He's
Okay.
He's a solid kid.
Good for him.
He's done pretty well. So go Broncos, go Ramiro. Aunt Brittany loves you.
All right. So we'll cheer for him tomorrow. All right, folks. Next week on the show, we got a great show lined up, Brittany.
Yeah, because I will be hosting all next week while Todd is
all 3 days.
All 3 days. 3 days that we
Frank's
shouldn't
gonna be
have
with
to
me.
work. 3 days that we shouldn't have to do up to the minute. There, I said it. But you know what? We're still going to get this going. So Monday, join me and Raquel Sims and even Frank throughout the week as we continue our discussion with our Centers of Excellence. But this time, we're going to look at continuing education when George Davis, Program Director of the Construction Trades, join us. We'll also have a student success story spotlight. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the student's name, to no disrespect to the student, but a student from Kazakhstan who took accounting as part of the Change Your Life for $20 program is going to be joining us. She's going to talk about the advantage of our entrepreneurship offerings, and now she runs her own business. So that's going to be exciting.
Is going to be cool. I may pop in on the show next week. Who knows?
Oh,
I might just jump on in, say hi to you guys, and disrupt everything. So
not if I control the account.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Yeah. Okay, Brittany. Hey, Frank, thanks for being here and joining us this morning.
It's always a pleasure.
All right, Brittany, good to see you again. Richard, good luck out there at for the spring semester at Automotive Technology.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And y'all have a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, and same to you. Hey, folks, I'm gone next week. Have a safe Thanksgiving. We will see you in a couple of weeks. I think November the 30th on a Monday, but they'll be back Monday morning live, 10 a.m. on Up to the Minute.